Only one law of traditional physics is not time reversible. There is only one law that does not work if time runs backwards. This is the second law of thermodynamics, also known as the law of increasing entropy. Entropy refers to disorder or randomness. And the second law says that the universe generally evolves towards the state of greater disorder.
No walkers now, but I was really cold, but I'm
Are you sick of those annoying zombie bites?
That's my chance. Saturdays. Any day you know.
Gosh, I hope there's no zombies out here. That would really chap my hide.
Don't worry, dude. I brought my zombie going. Cheers!
With Zombie Gone, you can enjoy your life without the fear of zombies. It's almost like you're protected by an invisible force field. Zombie Gone will stop those pesky zombies in their tracks. Zombie Gone, because nothing ruins your Saturday night like a zombie bite.
Welcome back to Here and Now with Sabrina. Our next segment will be regarding the highly debated topic, Proposition Z, which comes to vote next week. In order to provide a balanced perspective on this issue, we'll be interviewing guests from both sides of this highly contentious topic. But first, let's take a look at the history behind Prop Z.
It's been 13 years since the breaking, when the virus initially swept the world, leaving millions dead and even more undead within mere weeks. Citizens took up arms to defend themselves because police and military could no longer do so. Some met with a measure of success, then began to form alliances, which gradually wiped out the majority of the undead. Unfortunately, massive damage had already been done. Communities had utterly collapsed. It took years for our nations to regroup and rebuild. Just when our lives were returning to some form of normalcy, the slower yet much more complex outbreak began. The Entropy created undead, who in many ways appeared much more human. The attacks on humans, while still gruesome and obviously disturbing, have been much less numerous than those of the breaking. The new undead have begun to feed only partially on human flesh, with many also attacking farm animals or household pets. In fact, a recent study indicated that rates of violent crime perpetrated by the undead were only marginally higher than those committed by the general population. Perhaps the most revealing observation, however, came when the undead began to make what appeared to be conscious decisions against attacking people. At first it was explained away as a reaction to some type of environmental stimulus, but over time we began to realize that the undead were in fact capable of some level of rational thought. In the 3 years since, this phenomenon has been explored both through scientific research and in the court of public opinion. These efforts have culminated with the recent drafting of Proposition Z, which would give unprecedented rights to the undead, including the right to public education, equal opportunity employment, and full legal standing within the court system. Now, with the Prop Z vote coming up, we've gathered an array of experts, as well as everyday citizens, to share information, experiences, and opinions in order to help our viewers make an informed decision. This legislation could change life as we know it.
Hi, I'm Lita Chung with Channel 7 News. We're here today to discuss Proposition Z on whether or not zombies should or should not have rights. I have a fan right here. What is your opinion on whether or not zombies should or should not have rights on Proposition Z?
I think they definitely should have rights. They should pay taxes just like they do.
All right, thank you very much for your opinion. You're welcome. So, are you for or against Prop C?
I'm for Prop C.
Can you tell me a little bit why?
I mean, zombie rights issues is really it's a human rights issue. I think everybody should have the opportunity to work and to have a fantastic life, and regardless of whether you're undead or not.
Do you think zombies should have rights?
Well, absolutely. Because then I'll have a shopping buddy, someone to go shopping with me, and then they won't eat me. I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I think they should.
So, are you for or against Proposition Z?
I'm against.
Can you tell me a little bit why?
I don't want nobody eating my kids.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Our first guest today is biologist and epidemiologist Dr. Thomas Flynn, known for his groundbreaking research on the undead phenomenon during both the breaking and the entropy. Now, Dr. Flynn, I understand your findings have actually led you to support a wide range of rights for the undead. Why?
Yeah, it's fascinating. When I began studying the undead, it was with the goal of finding some sort of cure, or failing that, find a reliable method of extermination. But when I was noticing that entropy was progressing, and I began to discover that we were no longer dealing with mindless killers like we thought we were dealing with.
So the undead of the entropy were fundamentally different from those of the breaking?
Yes, the colloquial term zombie really no longer applies. The name implies a lack of cognitive ability which these zombies lack. They now have the ability to think, they have problem-solving skills, on the level with an average person, maybe a little below that, but at least a level that we could have somebody function autonomously in their daily life. The more I study the behavior and their higher brain functions of the new undead, the more I realized they were not zombies, they were people.
People?
Yes.
Just like you and I?
Yes, yes.
Our next guest is an attorney specializing in human rights. He has years of experience working on behalf of disenfranchised groups and individuals. Larry, how would you describe the legal ramifications we can expect to see from Proposition Z?
The effects would be astounding, and just for starters, laws regarding assault, battery, homicide, they would have to be revamped across the board. And not to be crass, but we'd be forced to conduct a full criminal investigation, a full trial that would be lasting months just to address the situation, which right now could be addressed in seconds with a simple headshot.
This has some disturbing implications. In the past, we've seen you and your colleagues defend people whom no one else would. How's this situation different?
Everything is different, literally everything. Suddenly, we would have to make radical adjustments to law enforcement, the justice system, healthcare, education, you name it, and not to accommodate the needs or the rights of people.
In our effort to provide a balanced and complete perspective of the situation and offer as many viewpoints as possible, Here and Now has made the decision to broadcast an interview with Abby Waters, who is undead. Please be warned, the following interview may be considered graphic, and duly consider whether you and your family wish to view it. Thank you. Please, Abby, tell us how things have been different since your death. It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear what you and so many others have gone through. How do you feel about the perception that many people have that you are a zombie and you no longer deserve the rights that others may enjoy? We are now here with our final guest of this evening's show, Catholic priest, Father David. Thank you for joining us, Father. I understand that many of the world's religious communities have come together in support of the ongoing recovery. What can you tell us about your efforts?
As you know, we have been joined by many brothers and sisters from across many faiths. And this is a time of crisis and not a time to take sides. First, I would like to let you know that we are praying for the souls that have been lost and that are suffering across this world of ours.
I'm Bleeding Child with Channel 7 Breaking News. We're currently having another outbreak, and it's a lot worse than